What are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna talk about holy chicken today, guys. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah, we're on right now. Why? We're on right now. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. We're live. We're not live yet. We're just on the old screen, but they can hear us. They can't hear you because they still have you muted. But let's bring you on right now.
I'm gonna go grab a tissue real quick.
All right, that's his opening line. He's grabbing a tissue real quick. I'm gonna grab a sip of my water real quick, and we're gonna wait for people to come in here because that's what we do. We kind of wait just a minute or two, guys. If you guys are just tuning in to come on, we're gonna wait till you guys show up. Most likely, some people will show up.
I got my show and tell items, all this shit I won from the library
Oh, nice, nice.
for the summer reading list.
Nice. So, guys, you guys hear him. He has show and tell items. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. He won books from the library, and he's happy about that, and I'm happy for him too. Because honestly, to win something for free and not knowing that he was in a raffle or he was
No, I knew I was in it. I just wasn't expecting to win.
he wasn't expecting to win, but he did. But let's get down to it. Let's get back to business here at the lounge as we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks. We are live. We are here, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this episode if you're watching it on the archive. So thank you guys for all the archive watches and also for the live watches as you guys maybe put your 2 cents into the chat on either YouTube or Twitch. So guys, we're here. Welcome to TightSpot's Lounge. Myself and Nakattack are happy to be here. We are here to chat about the new, well, not really new movie. It's been out for a while now. Supersize Me to Holy Chicken, which is available at your local library on Hoopla and also on Tubi. So, we're not going to talk about the movie real quick, guys, yet. We're going to get into it here in a little bit. But, Nakattack, how you been, my friend? Welcome to the show. Welcome back. How has your 2 weeks been away from the podcast?
Hectic.
I forgot to put my hat on.
It's always hectic.
I forgot to put my hat on. That's one thing I forgot to do. I got my hat on, though. So, yeah, hectic. I mean, yeah, hectic a little bit. I mean, working jobs, life, kids. That's what we all. Oh,
But
I'm dealing with a kid that's sick a little bit.
well,
With the dog being old and senile and walking into the wall and pooping everywhere and peeing wherever she wants. So, I'm basically dealing with a toddler of a dog that's 17 years old and on her way out a little bit. So we're gonna probably within the next 2 weeks or so probably lose a puppy. Sadly, yeah. Look at that. Look at those winnings. Look at those winnings. He wants a happy note. He's got some winnings.
I don't know if you ever heard of this series called Repairman Jack, but I got like 4 audiobooks and 1 physical book.
No, I've never heard of it. What is that?
Some horror titles. It's almost like they knew what I'm into. Like they gave me like these horror titles and stuff. So.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Pretty sweet graphic novel, The Last Zombie.
Ooh, sick.
Cool artwork, especially the guy in the back there.
That's awesome. That's pretty sick. Congratulations. And V-Dub, thanks for joining us in the chat. You can probably add your 2 cents in on the movie Supersize Me 2 if you watched it. If not, you can talk to us about it and what we thought about it. Nakattack saying sup to him too. Love it. Sup, everybody. Let's give V-Dub a shout out though. He's one of the loyal listeners of when I play video games, and also he's a streamer too. He's gonna do a little pop up there. I only saw the first one. Okay, well, you're in for a ride on this one, there, Vita, because honestly, this movie kind of it takes a swerve a little bit with what he does. Instead of him eating a lot of food, which he does eat a lot of food in the movie. We'll talk about it, but it leads him into a world of what we didn't know what is really going on in the food industry, and a little bit into why some of these people are broke with what stuff happens. But we'll talk about it here shortly. But Nakattack, any with the books, I mean, that's awesome that you won from the library. Oh wow, okay, I didn't know that part, Vita, but I wish you could have done that. I wish you could have gotten the job in Alaska. That would have been great, but it happens. Sorry to hear about that. Maybe you can be part of TightSpot's network and just start doing interviews with me and whatever. We'll talk about that off air. But yeah, I mean, what any new music that you're listening to? Any tunes that we should know about?
I've just been. I think Starset just dropped a new song today or yesterday. It was Toxic, I think it was called, or something. It's pretty good. Starset always has good shit. So.
Yeah, I got to see them a few years ago. They actually opened up for Framing Hanley out here when Framing Hanley was doing like a farewell tour kind of.
There's a cool if you look it up on YouTube, there's actually a cool acoustic concert they did, and I wasn't sure how Starset acoustic would sound, but it sounds pretty awesome.
Okay.
So.
I will have to check that out. That's pretty awesome. Last 2 weeks the 1 week I went to see Brian Posehn, which was awesome. He was funny. This week I decided to splurge a little, which not really a lot. I decided to drop $44 on a ticket to see Lewis Black. So I'm going to see him on his final Yellow Brick Road tour kind of thing. So he's doing his final tour. He's 75 years old, so he's finally realizing.
I was gonna say he's gonna be getting old.
Yeah, he's finally realizing it's time to close up shop and retire a family man and just stay at home. Which I don't blame him. I mean, being 75 and being on the road, I don't think that's for anyone. But Lewis, I can't wait to see you tomorrow night. I was gonna go see it tonight, but we're doing the podcast. But I'm excited to see it. And tomorrow night, guess who's in town tomorrow night though? That I'm missing, Nakattack. Guess who's coming to town tomorrow night that I should go to instead of going to Lewis Black?
Is it another comedian
No, a band that we thoroughly enjoy and we've seen live together.
Jimmy's Chicken Shack?
No. I'm gonna give you one look.
Shinedown?
No, Shinedown's not here. It's Hellstorm.
Oh.
Hellstorm's on tour with Iperville.
God, I've lost track of them. Are they still releasing albums and stuff, or?
I don't know what they're really doing. They're working on stuff.
Yeah, I kind of lost track after their third studio album.
I think they're releasing more music. They've been touring with Iperville. They have a song together with Iperville on Iperville's last record, which is pretty good.
Hailstorm's great live. Yeah, I can't recommend seeing them live enough.
Yeah, so if anyone's never seen them, if they're coming to your town, definitely go to it, because it's like Nakattack said, a great show. We have some fun memories of their shows that we've gone to at the Chameleon Club. We saw them together with Shinedown.
One of the rare opportunity we got to see the band before they made it big.
Yeah, we saw them with Shinedown. Cool. They opened up for Shinedown and Silvertide. We also were at the New Year's Eve show, right? Was it New Year's Eve show?
Yeah, that was. Yeah. I think that was shortly after their first album came out.
Yeah, and I threw that hat on stage and I accidentally hit Lizzie. I remember that. Lizzie wanted the hat, so I tossed it up and it hit her in the face, which I didn't mean to do that, and I apologized profusely to her after the show. Yeah, I'll always remember that. But we're here at TightSpot's Lounge, and I thank you guys all for tuning in. For anyone who's just tuning in, we are talking about the movie Holy Chicken, Supersize Me 2 Holy Chicken, which is out now. Been out for a while. So Nakattack, let's get into it. Let's delve into this movie. I know there's not a lot to really talk about, or is there? I think there is a lot, because we always do talk about a lot about this movies that we watch. So let's start it off. This is the sequel to Supersize Me, which we all know was a hit to a lot of people because it was a movie where it showed the downfall of eating a lot of fast food. And I don't suggest eating a lot of fast food like he did for 30 days straight, because honestly, you don't want to do that anymore.
I don't suggest eating it, period.
Yeah. Or like
that first movie played a big part in turning me off to fast food.
Yeah, I mean, I started watching. I watched it. I don't think I even watched it. I think I read Fast Food Nation, which was the book he wrote.
I think we actually watched it together, if I remember right. I remember watching it at your house.
Okay, then we did watch it.
At least maybe bits and pieces of it. I remember seeing like a good chunk of it at your house.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a goddamn while since I've even watched it, so maybe I have. I remember the one scene where he's like eating in the car with all the French fries and shit, but I couldn't remember. I haven't seen it in a while, and I didn't go back and watch it, unfortunately. I should have. But we're not here to talk about the first one, because this is the summer of sequels. The idea that the mastermind Nakattack came up with, and it's a great theory of watching sequels of maybe movies that we've never watched. Or rest in peace Bergen Sporlock. I mean, yes, he's passed away recently this year. It was in May, so we lost a dude that definitely knew what he was talking about and knew what he wanted to do to open the eyes to the underbelly of chicken making, and also the fast food world. So
well, I will point out there that he did do some shady shit with the women. Like he confessed during the Me Too thing that he was responsible for being pretty shitty to some people. But I just want to point that out. Like, you know, he's not the perfect guy, but I think the good he's brought to the world is definitely good. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to paint like a perfect picture of the guy, because he had his flaws too.
We all do, Nakattack. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm coming out and saying that. I am not perfect. But yeah, I mean, this movie was the sequel to a follow-up to a mega successful, in his eyes, and many's eyes, because honestly, it was not like he didn't spend a lot of money, like, to film the first one, but this one, he had to do a whole process of actually setting up something that no one thought was possible, because I didn't think I mean, honestly, with the movie, you know, being filmed and everything, you knew it was going to be successful, because it was kind of like a process of him doing what he wanted to do, and he knew he wasn't going to take a no for an answer to get this done, to shadow the underbelly of the chicken farming and the how the process of the chickens were made and done, and how we as a generation in this world, I mean, honestly, have seen the growth of the chicken sandwich in the fast food industry, and how, like, hormonally grown the chickens are, and just everything in this movie. It's like,
getting a little ahead. So
yeah,
basically, the plot of Supersize Me 2 is Morgan Spurlock decides he wants to open his own fast food restaurant, and it's going to be like a chicken themed restaurant. Mm-hmm. And he's mainly doing this to see if there's any truth behind the claims that fast food chicken is healthier than, you know, like hamburgers and stuff. Because all these fast food restaurants are claiming, you know, healthy. So we go down that road, and I actually love the way the documentary plays out, where we actually see him basically starting with the phone calls, consulting people, like, what do I got to do to open a restaurant?
Yep.
And I was actually pretty fascinated by some of the marketing stuff that went into it, like the when he went to those chefs, those food scientists, and they were trying to make like the perfect chicken sandwich for what would showcase this restaurant and make it different from everything else. Like, I love that stuff. That was interesting. And that was like way before we even got into the nightmarish conditions of the farms, which is also very interesting and infuriating. And I feel so bad for these farmers, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So I just wanted to kind of, John was a little all over the place. So I just wanted to clarify what exactly the plot.
I'm always all over the place. You know me, Jesus. But yeah, like this movie, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, we know what he did in the first one, but we didn't know what direction he was going into. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the summary of the movie tells you what he does a little bit, but also it doesn't show you the harsh reality that we live in the world of how to make a business successful, which honestly, if he could have continued these holy chickens, I think he would be successful, even though he was honestly not trying to be successful in the long run with this stuff, because honestly he didn't want to be a part of the industry of how weird and fucked up it could be, and which it is. I mean, honestly, you see it during this movie. It's like he feels bad for the farmers. He feels bad for the chickens because honestly, they have a short shelf life of how they did this whole thing, and it's like, okay, like where do we stop? Where do we stop with these things of the corruptness of the farming and the everything they did? Like it has turned me off to chicken. Like really, like I don't want to go out there and eat Chick-fil-A. I don't want to go out and eat a McChicken right now. I mean, this movie really, like you said, made you think about why is this. Look, it just shows more corruptness in another like form of life that we live, where these people are cheating the system and cheating us because they're injecting hormones into chickens to make them bigger and make them grow faster.
No, that's not true, actually.
Oh, it isn't?
No, that's actually a myth. The marketing of no hormones added is actually true, and the chickens are so big is because they've been selectively bred to be that way nowadays.
Okay, so this was this a lie in the movie then, or what?
No, they specifically said that when he was talking to one farmer, they said like hormones have never been allowed to be injected in chickens.
Okay, then what is the growth?
These companies just play on people's ignorance about it and just say no hormones added. It's like, well, yeah, there never were, but it just sounds good when you hear it.
Yeah, but then
honestly, I didn't know that because I thought at some point that was happening. And that's why the chickens were getting so big. But no, they were just getting so big because they weren't pumped full of steroids. They were just selectively bred to just be bigger chickens that are basically bred now specifically to get eaten by us.
Well, what did
and the way these chickens, like, they're so fat they can barely walk. I mean, they look like the chicken equivalent of the people in Wall-E. You remember the big humans were just like so large.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but with chickens on these farms, and it's weird. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of disgusting that they're bred specifically for that.
But then, what are they injected with? What are they injected with when they're
that was vaccines, so they don't the whole flocks don't get sick.
Okay. I thought.
But that part was pretty interesting too, and they're just like all these chickens. They show it. All these chickens are on like a little machine. They're just like hitting them with this needle, and then just chucking them in a bin. And it's like, oh my god.
I thought that was a hormone.
Nope. They said it was vaccine.
Interesting.
And that makes a ton of sense actually, because if just one of them, gets sick, it can take out the whole farm.
Yeah, I was wrong then. Like what? Okay. I don't know why I thought that was a hormone to have them grow. I thought it was. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. You must have been snacking or taking a phone call or something during that part of the movie. But yeah, they said it's all selective breeding. That's why they're the size they are. And I mean, maybe it's just been so gradual over time that I haven't really noticed. But like I do realize now that like especially when I get leg quarters, like they are just fucking massive. Like the leg quarters I get at the grocery store.
Yeah, they are. I've seen them. I've seen
And
them in stores.
I eat chicken a lot, and mainly because it's just like the only meat I can afford, especially with a family of 5.
Yeah.
Like I can get like thighs for 99 cents a pound, which is great. I can feed the whole family for a week for $10.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I wanted to get like ground beef, that's almost like $4 a pound. That's just for like shitty, you know, ground chuck or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Steaks are not cheap anymore. I mean, I don't think they ever were. I mean, honestly, compared to now, like with how wages are and just
Ground beef used to be kind of affordable, but like even that, like even ground turkey, we don't even get ground turkey anymore. That's just become too expensive. But chicken for some reason has kind of stayed cheap.
mm-hmm.
And even though I've seen all the things I've seen in this movie, it hasn't turned me off to chicken per se.
Yeah, it just turned me
But
off to fast
I
food.
definitely don't like fast food chicken.
Yeah, it turned me off to fast food chicken. I mean, chicken in general, I'll eat chicken. I didn't have chicken last night. I may have chicken at work tonight. Who knows what we have at work at the EDR? But we'll find out when I get there.
Yeah.
But
We've
yeah,
actually been eating it all this week. We had chicken thighs that I made in an air fryer, which air fry is fine because it's not dipped in like grease and shit. So
Nakattack loves air fryers, so everyone send him some air fryers, cooking recipes maybe if you have any specialties that you may have that you do with your air fryer that Nakattack might want to try with his air fryer.
although I will say that the one thing I was kind of surprised about this movie is they didn't go into the process of how the chickens get actually converted to the meat.
Yeah,
Like we basically see the chickens leave the farm and then we cut straight to the restaurant.
yeah,
Um, maybe there's, I mean, I know butchers like the big corporate butcher areas are kind of nightmare shows, and maybe he just couldn't get access to it, and so he just didn't even bother to include that in the movie, which is fine. I just thought it was a curious omission because he went into so much detail about all the process leading up to that point.
yeah. I mean, or like these processing plants that they take him to, weren't for safety and health reasons didn't want to show it, and didn't want to maybe show maybe the quality and conditions of how the chickens got killed, because honestly that's a whole other process that he maybe would have had to pay for because the cameras would have had to go into the facilities, and maybe just because safety precautions, and maybe like I don't know, maybe like some
Well, it might be like how it was with the other farms
yeah,
was his name? His name was John too, right? The farmer that the big companies own.
I think
The
so.
farms that he had, that there were actually contract clauses that they couldn't show anything to outside
Yeah,
media.
yeah,
And that might be the same way with some of the butcher shops and stuff.
yeah. That's probably what happened.
And I guess I should call it butcher factory because a butcher shop is like a mom and pop thing that you can take, a deer you hunted and
Yeah.
they'll cut it up for you. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking like these big, massive corporation
Mm-hmm.
things that mass produce that are owned by Big Chicken, which a lot goes into in this movie. You get your Tyson, your Purdue,
Yeah.
the big companies like that.
Yeah, and you see how they control it. They control the income of these farms of amount of
It
chickens.
is I fucking hate that. It's
The whole
like that's the one thing that irks me about buying chicken is that I have to potentially support these ass clowns.
yeah,
But it's like I gotta feed my family, so like what the fuck do you do?
yeah, it's a bad situation where like he'll have the largest chicken, but you don't get paid amount. Like 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 the farmer who he hooked up with this uh, farm that he made. It's sad that because he's working with Spurlock, he basically didn't get the money he deserved. And it goes back to the line where the truth does hurt. And these companies can't take it. Like, they're like, you're working with this guy that he's exposing us. We're going to cut your pay. Which is just fucking wrong. Like, he's doing the best. He's giving the best chickens. And you're still fucking him over because he's exposing the harsh reality that we live in. That the process that you guys put forth for these people to live off your corporate greed and, you know, everything that doesn't work in the end because you know the shit's going down and you need to be fucking shown because honestly people want the truth. People want to see, well, I think a lot of people need to see the harsh reality of a lot of things because they're all so closed-minded. And I think we need to just say, hey, you know what? Stop with the bullshit and get this situation corrected. Like, honestly, I don't know. Go ahead, Nakattack. I'm rambling on. Go ahead.
Well, this is what happens when everything's privatized. I mean, just look at the fucking like electrical system in Texas. It's just every time they let private industry come in and just run ramshot, it just fucks everything over.
Yep. We just.
And if anyone wants to know more about what we're talking about, just Google chicken farm tournament system, and it's even I was a little confused like exactly how it works, but basically the big chicken industries can basically just pay their farmers or cut them, you know, really screw them over just based on whatever whim they're feeling that week.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the big chickens. When I say big chicken, I'm just basically referring to like the big companies that own it all. Like they control the supply chain for the feed,
the
chickens, the farmers
in terms of college football, the Power Five conferences control it all. So these Power Five companies of the chicken system control the minions, which are the farms, and say, hey, you know what, you get this pay, you get that pay, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
They go by.
And then if you wanna renew a contract with them, they'll put these conditions in that basically makes the farmer go in debt to keep up with them, and they're not always necessary.
So,
and it's
on the topic of terms and conditions, and
I felt so bad for these guys. Like Spurlock was interviewing it. That one farmer was breaking down in tears, and that broke my heart because I don't have it bad like that, but like I know what it's like when like shit just happens and then you're back to square -1.
Yeah.
And it's out of your control. Like, what the fuck can you do? You can't do shit.
You can't do shit. You're locked in with the money that you have, and if you try to sue the companies, they're gonna come back with the countersuit, and then you're out all that money because they're gonna win because they can pay better lawyers.
They'll just outlast you in the court until you bleed dry.
Mm-hmm. So, changing subject a little bit, and I don't know if you saw this or not in the news recently. This gentleman's wife passed away at Disney, and he's trying to sue Disney, but he can't sue Disney because he signed up for a Disney Plus account in 2019. Did you hear about that?
That's weird. No.
So talking about terms and conditions, there's a condition within the contract of the Disney Plus terms and conditions, and also the park as well. Like, you can't sue them. You can do a court of arbitration, but you can't sue Disney. I don't know if it's all true. I didn't see the whole story. I just heard about it on the news and stuff. I don't know if anyone else has any input into that, but yeah, that's another fucked up thing. These terms and conditions. I mean, you you basically write a whole list of fucking terms and conditions, and then you fuck people over. Because people aren't going to read these terms and conditions. You have to have lawyers to read them sometimes and all that. But, like, the farming industry, like we were talking about, is getting fucked over because these companies have too much money and the chicken is too damn good. And I don't know. Like, what would you do, Nakattack, to change it up for these farmers? I mean, honestly, we're in the year of politics because, you know, we have an election coming up in 3 months. What would you do to change it for better for these guys?
Oh, they'd have to have a what's it called? A commune, or the like, community-owned sort of system. That would probably be the just off the top of my head. That's the best thing I can think of.
Okay.
Give the power of production back to the farmers and everything.
Yeah. I wish we could do that, but nobody wants to change for the better. Everybody wants to just stay complacent. I mean, we see it. We see it in the country. We have these shootings and nobody changes anything on gun rules. They just say, "Oh, we're gonna try to." No, we're gonna take the money for the big guns. You know, I honestly think as a society, and I don't know if it's true. I think we're a little too far off from fixing anything. I think we are trying to fix other people's problems before we fix ours, which we need to stop. We need to fix our own problems. These other countries that are fucked up for over hundreds and thousands of years, hey, I'm sorry. We tried to help you, but you guys just keep on fighting.
Did we? I think we're the ones that create all the problems.
Yeah, we just need to pull guns away from everybody. That's why the problem is guns. We keep on giving funding, and then these countries, oh, the only answer is war. Nope. No, it's not. But that's the way we lead into things. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just all over the place with stuff because honestly, the world is a fucked up place, and this movie proves it that we fucked up. Well, we personally didn't, but as a culture, we personally bought into the system of, oh my god, we gotta have fast food chicken. Yeah. Go ahead, Nakattack. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a good thing. Let's get into that. Like he goes into like some of the strategies these companies use to try and make everything look healthier. Like even like just having like a green color scheme inside. You put words up that on the surface look great, but are totally meaningless when you dig deeper. Like you just put the word quality food, healthy on a wall.
Yeah.
And your brain just thinks, oh, I'm eating healthy, quality food. And like the thing he did with his own sandwich, like some of them will put grill marks, like not actually grilled, but they'll paint on, like paint it on food to put grill marks on.
Yeah.
I forget where it was, but I think it might have been a Subway or something. I had something, and I saw like the chicken go through their little oven, and it had grill marks on it, and I was like, I didn't see them grill it like it, you know, at Subway you see them make the thing in front of you, so I was like, that's weird. I guess they're just doing that for show.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is all for show, man. Like it's pre-grilled chicken, like and then put into your oven, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's pre-cooked.
And I like when he showed the artisan sandwich, how that's like the very healthy. And I love how that's like, no, it's just a marketing thing. It just looks a little different. And
yeah,
that might be the one that's tricked me a couple times, is the artisan. It just sounds fancy.
It does, but is it really? No, it's not. It's just a piece of chicken between two.
It just has fancy looking bread. That's basically it. It's the same guts and everything else.
Fancy looking shredded lettuce or whatever they put on them. You know, it's or cabbage or whatever the fuck they decided to put on a artisan chicken sandwich.
And probably the biggest thing that I knew about, like I knew like they were changing the word fried to crispy. Like that wasn't news to me. That might have been shocking to some people, but I was like, yeah, they just call it crispy now.
Yeah, and
that was a good running gag too at the restaurants. Like, we don't say the F word here. not fried. It's crispy.
Yeah, but if you look, you put it into a vat of fucking oil to fry it, so it is fried. Like, but it's so good. It's so fucking addicting because it's fast, easy, and it's good. But it's not really good because the oil that you use and everything else uh, within this, like, in this product that you use, it's like, oh, is it really that healthy? No, it's not. It's still fried. It's still greasy. It's still in between mayo and everything else that you put on it. It's so tasty, but it's like I should have had a I
And
should
it's
have
so
had like
frustrating too because white meat is better for you than red meat, but they just completely ruin it by, like you said, dipping it in all this crap, and then it gets rid of all the benefits for it.
yeah. It's just the system we live in, and it's been flawed since we've been born and even before that. I mean, honestly, we can get into schematics of history, like but we're not talking about history. We're talking about movie, which is part of history because honestly, it showcases what uh, corruptness is behind the curtain. Because honestly, with people that don't watch these kind of things or don't look into uh, the truthfulness of these these companies, because honestly, you can look at every company, and no, we've seen it with companies like Enron and whatever the fuck these other like companies have gone through a lot of shady bullshitness. The corporate world, there's a lot of shady bullshitness going on that we don't see because we don't lift the curtain because we're too afraid to know that, oh my god, our country, our culture, our corporations are all fucking crazy and a bunch of lies. And Morgan Spurlock showcased how fucked up this culture and these corporations are. And I applaud you, Morgan, and I hope you are up in the big sky telling God, hey, you gotta send some more good people down there to fix this shit. Because I tried to, and now I'm dead. And we thank you for these two beautiful films that you wrote and did, Morgan. Because honestly, without you, people like us probably would have never stopped eating fast food, and we would be fat, obese pieces of shit. Sorry, that's my message to Morgan. I apologize. Nakattack. But it is true. Don't you think if these movies never existed, you'd probably still be eating fucking fast food?
I think I would, because I was always under the impression, oh well, I'm having like a tomato and lettuce with it, so it's all good. But no, it's just it doesn't like wash away the bad stuff you're putting in. You're just happen to having some nutrients with it, but and these restaurants make you think that it's all good. You got lettuce in there, so
Yeah. You got lettuce.
so shove in your mouth, buy more.
V-Dub, yes, may he rest in peace. But what are your thoughts, V-Dub? I mean, if you've never watched Fast Food Nation, well, not Fast Food Nation, but never read Fast Food Nation, or looked at Supersize Me or Supersize Me 2, would you still be eating a lot of fast food? And you probably still do, V-Dub. I don't know your diet. I mean, but I I had, let's see, did I have fast food last week? No. I didn't have fast food last week. Did I have fast food the previous week? No. So I'm on a kick where I'm not going to eat fast food, um, but I will eat chicken nuggets at home from the grocery store. I mean, honestly, because chicken's good, and I apologize to these chickens. I should say a little prayer.
I hate to spoil this for you, John, but I think like those things are prepared exactly like they are in the restaurants, and you're basically just heating them up.
Yeah, true. I know.
So basically, if it has batter on it, then it's just
Yeah.
it probably went through some sort of frying process.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to make my own chicken nuggets at home and fry them up. I should just get like thinly sliced breast pieces and just make it. But whatever. Yes, Nakattack is right, and you still eat. Oh, am I right? wait, are you talking about me, V-Dub, or what Nakattack said? Still eat it, but not as much lately. Yeah, I really, like, I should stop eating fast food because there's so many, like things that you want to try because you see it on TV, like, oh, this like Whopper, or what Nakattack said. Okay, yeah, it's true. It's very true. But like,
Don't forget what we saw in the movie too, John, about how they were showing the how they were capturing the photo of the food.
oh
And,
yeah,
like, I knew this stuff too, like how it's like
yeah,
mostly not really food in those photos and
yeah,
stuff.
and it's like it's made to look that good, and then when you go to these restaurants, the workers really don't care how it looks. You just throw the meat on the bun, throw a little lettuce.
Yeah,
throw
and
a
nor
little
showed they
mayo.
what with the meager wages they're getting paid.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's other bullshit on that end of it all too.
yeah. I mean, honestly, the wage thing is another thing where we could all go into a tangent of we should all be getting paid a living wage. We should all be getting paid something that we can afford to live in these end all meet all life that we live in, because honestly,
Oh, you should listen to this week's Dollop, or they told the story about how we were this close, like this close to having Nixon pass a UBI bill, Universal Basic Income.
no, I
And then
didn't.
he had some right wing fuckwit on his cabinet that gave him some document that was full of lies that was written like 300 years ago, and Nixon was like, we can't do this. Even though they already did some prototype projects with it, and they were a huge success in various cities. Sorry, side tangent, but very interesting if you're interested in what could have been in the 70s.
Yeah, what could have been and where we could have been now. I mean, honestly,
Oh, totally different country right now if we have UBI.
I think Chris Farley and Phil Hartman would still be alive. Drugs would be a thing of the past. Marijuana would still be legalized.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I don't know. I'm just a whole different world. So I'm just saying, because I kind of wish.
You want to start wrapping this one up? You have any final thoughts about what Spurlock did with this project? Or
I think it was a great movie. I think it really did the deed for a lot of people. I mean, honestly, fast food's still there, but I think a lot of people, and I think a lot of people I know, have most likely stopped eating fast food because honestly they just don't want to do it, or they can't afford it. I mean, honestly, the prices have raised. I mean, honestly, they're doing it now in California because of the race thing that they did and the wages. But honestly, Nakattack, I'm going to say this. If you can't afford to pay your customers, not pay your customers, but pay your people, why are you even in business? Why are you forcing these people to work 2 to 3 jobs to get by?
They can afford to pay them. They're just not because of greed.
Yeah, but with that being said, people were working 2 to 3 jobs, which I'm like, nah, that's not for me. One job. We are a world that we live in. We have enough people to have at least one job. We only need one job. Yeah, we need a significant other to work a job. We need a second person to work a job, but we don't need one person to work 2 jobs. Because honestly, we're gonna wear ourselves down. Our living status as a country, like age-wise, is gonna go down because people are too stressed, working 2 jobs, trying to make a living, and we need a living wage. We need a wage that's not $15 an hour in 2025, because that amounts to jack fucking shit. I make 17.
That was the living wage in '96.
Yeah, I make $17 an hour. I'm trying to get by. I still do.
25 is like the minimum now for a living wage.
Yeah, 25, and we're not going to see that with Trump. We're not going to see it with Harris. We're not seeing it with anyone because they're all stuck in their old ways of we're gonna wait. We're gonna force people to die before a living wage is made. We want to. That's
definitely the Democrat response. So it's too soon. We can't push this. It's too soon. It's always too soon with the Democrats.
Yeah, It's too soon with a lot of things. I don't know, but it's not.
I mean,
too
just they
soon.
were peddling that same shit back in like 2008 with gay marriage. It was like, oh, it's too soon. We can't. It's too soon.
Yeah,
Like,
but
even Obama was doing that shit.
yeah, I just think we need to delve in, put it
The
into
civil
law.
rights movement, the same shit. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
we can't be putting these black people in schools with the whites. It's too soon. We got to be more gradual about this.
We
It's
don't
like,
we
fuck
don't
off.
need to we don't need the slow process anymore. We're in 2024. We have billions of people in this country. We don't need to gradually baby step shit. We need to say, hey, these companies, you got to pay your people, got to pay them now to make them happy, to make them less stressed and less health problems. Because with the money that they give you, you're going to be fine. And you know what? These companies are all going to fail because they're not doing the right thing. These higher end people.
John, you're living in a fantasy land. They're gonna be just fine because they're raking in huge amounts of dough.
Yeah, they are, but I'm going to say this, they're all broken. They're all broken from the inside because these higher ups will take that money and say, hey, you know what?
I say boycott whatever you can.
Yeah.
That's why I refuse to buy from Amazon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a failure. I buy from Amazon. I buy from Walmart. We need mom and pop stores to come back. But yeah, let's wrap it
All
up
right, man,
here.
we're way off topic.
Yeah, I know.
Any
I
final
know.
thoughts on Supersize Me too?
Supersize Me too.
You started, then you went off in this other direction.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. God damn it. I'm not even smoking. I just went off a tangent because I felt like it. I will give Supersize Me 2 5 out of 5 because honestly, he did a great job. I didn't see anything wrong with his filmmaking abilities. I think it just got better. I think he did his job as what he did in this film to showcase what actually is going on around the world in this fucking corporations that we have and how the system has basically gone and fucked a lot of things up. But yeah, 5 out of 5. Good movie. Solid pick, Knack. Yeah, go ahead, Nakattack. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, it's a solid 4 out of 5 for me. As far as the sequel goes to what the concept was of the first movie, it was a great idea for a follow up to that. I mean, he could have easily just done, well, I'm going to eat Chinese food for 30 days, and I know it went totally different direction, but completely related to the themes of the first film and the subject matter.
I don't think anyone would make it through the MSG for 30 days, and I think you would have a heart attack probably for 30 days straight.
Yeah.
That's.
But yeah, I liked it. I mean, he's definitely grew as a filmmaker. I mean, some of the shots, like the slow mo stuff with some of the chickens, and like it was like some artfully done shots in there, and I appreciated seeing his growth as a filmmaker, and I just want to reiterate, I like him as the artist that he is with this stuff, but I still got to say, it sucks that he was treating women the way he was, but at least he came clean about it. But it doesn't make it right what he did. But I just got to point out, he did some good, but I feel like I got to point out that he wasn't perfect. I did this earlier, but yeah. I think it's worth reiterating.
Yeah, I mean, we're not all perfect, and we're never gonna be. Damn it. We're all trying to get things done in the light of life, and we all have our downfalls, and we're not all perfect, and we appreciate you, Morgan, and thank you for showcasing your light on these topics that we probably would have never touched based on because we're not filmmakers ourselves, but yeah, I appreciate him, and I think this project was a solid project for him, and we're okay. It's cutting in and out, but I got you. But yeah, I think he did a great job, and I think our next movie that we're gonna watch is going to be lighthearted and fun. Because honestly, I picked it. And I didn't know Nakattack saw the first one, but he hasn't seen the last two. I recently saw the last one of the series that is out right now, Deadpool 3, which is Deadpool and Wolverine. I've seen all three. Nakattack has only seen the first one. So we are going to touch base. And I wasn't going to choose this one, but I was like, you know what? I think Nakattack needs a laugh after this one as well. After we went and watched a serious documentary about the fast food industry. So we are going to be watching Deadpool 2. This is going to be our final summer movie because we're going to be on the 30th. Sorry, the 30th is our next episode. So summer's over by then. So we're going to rewrap it.
Back in school.
People are back in school. We're going to wrap it up with a good movie.
Transition into fall.
Looking to things that are coming out like Terrifier 3, which is going to be a great movie when we watch it because I just have a.
I hope so. Damien Leone's been growing so much as a filmmaker. Also, just seeing some of the little things I've seen out of Terrifier 3, it looks like it's going to look amazing.
And there's so
hopefully
many.
He nails the script.
So Nakattack, and I know I mentioned this to you, but there's a lot of movies coming out, and there's a lot of movies that we haven't watched yet, and we're gonna get touching base on these on the next episodes coming up. But I'm excited. I'm excited for TightSpot's Lounge because honestly, it's these movies that we're looking at, and I'm looking at on IMDb for like movies that are coming out. There's a movie called Press Your Luck coming out, starring Paul Walter Hauser, and I'm excited for that one. So guys, go look for that. I know we're excited for the new Beetlejuice a little bit. I know we're gonna probably delve into that down the line, and that's not even part of our summer movie sequels. That's just part of our rotation of movies that are coming out. But Nakattack, real quick, are there any movies that you're excited for coming out?
Yeah, I know Furiosa just came out this past Tuesday as of us recording this, but I am waiting to get the black and chrome version.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be September 13th, and I haven't seen Furiosa, and Fury Road is like one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, so I am so stoked to watch
this. We touched base on that down the line already, and it was a great movie. I enjoyed it. So.
And I've been so good at avoiding anything about Furiosa because I just want to be surprised going in like I was with Fury Road, and I can't wait. I have a DVD copy on reserve at the library because I do want to see it, but I definitely want to own the black and chrome version in 4K.
Yes, he wants to see it in 4K, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so rare. I'm looking forward to something like this anymore. So it's like I can't wait for it to come out.
I can't either. But guys, it's time to go. We're gonna raid out to our boy Stoner Gamer. He's over there playing some college football. College football right around the corner as well, and he's a great dude. So we're gonna go follow him, guys. Go hit him up with a follow. He's playing his Oklahoma City Thunderbirds created team dynasty franchise dynasty, whatever you want to call it. But we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I'll be back on Monday. Like I said on the earlier episode of Fortnite, which we were playing Fortnite. I'm taking the weekend off to record videos to put out more for you guys of great content because I need to get more out there. So I'm taking the weekend off of live shooting. So we're just gonna be doing recorded stuff for you all. Nakattack has a great weekend playing with his family. But you can always hit him up on the Twitter at twitter.com/@Nakattack or Blue Sky at Nick Kaler, Blue Sky, or whatever. Look him up.
I think so. I forget.
Yeah.
I haven't been on my socials lately. It's just been so busy.
Yeah, he's been so busy.
Sorry if you've been contacting me.
But I apologize, guys. I will be on my socials. You know where to find me, at the TightSpot, at the real TightSpot. Just look it up. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to go over to Stoner Gamer. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. And we'll be back live on Monday. Peace out, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.